here. Guess what day it is? That's right, a Sharon Anything Day. This is my Q&A day where you send over the questions and I supply your answers. I am so glad you joined me today. If you are new to my channel, please feel free to scroll on down and hit that subscribe button. Girlfriend, you'll be a member of my tribe, that's for sure. And then hit that little bell because that'll be notifying you of my upcoming videos. I generally film twice a week. All right, my ladies, we have got a ton today, okay? So I want to get right to it. And the first question is, hi Sharon, this is a hair question. Okay, put my specs on here, girlfriends. I get my hair colored every 7 weeks. I usually just get my roots colored. Then by following 7 weeks, I get roots and partial highlight. I have been going to the same stylist for about a year now. The last time she colored my roots, my scalp was itching me really bad later in the evening. I had the hair appointment at 9 a.m. and about 6 p.m. that evening is when my scalp was itching really hard to the point where I had to shampoo my hair. Well, 7 weeks was here for my next appointment, partial highlights and roots this time. I mentioned the itching scalp to my stylist before she started my hair, and she said, well, I use the same products that I've always used on you. So, well, the same thing happened again to me. Hair appointment was at 9 a.m. and my scalp was itching like crazy later in the evening. Do you have any idea why this is happening? Or maybe if you can ask your two stylists, they can let me know and chime in on this question. Thank you so much, Donna. Okay, Donna and I did that very thing. I talked to both of them. Basically said it could be a ton of things. The first thing you always think about, they said, is allergy reactions. Just because you've been using a product for 100 years doesn't mean that, let's say you're hitting menopause, let's say you're coming out of menopause, let's say you've just gotten older and you're developing allergies to certain things. So you could be sensitive to whatever she's using. The next thing they mentioned is she might not be washing out all the color off of your roots good, rinsing it all off before she sends you out the door. That could be another problem. And then, of course, the next problem is that you could be on some sort of medication that doesn't agree with your system as having your hair colored like that. And it could be a number of things, but try those things. Actually, I would change the product altogether, start eliminating stuff, all right away. Just don't use that particular color. I know, I'll tell you what happened to me. Now, this is not a color thing, it's a bleach thing, because I've never put colors that back in school when we put those crazy party toners, you know, on her hair, like bashful beige and the mint green and all this to match our semi-formals at dances, whatever. But I always had my hair bleached since the age of 15 up. Even though I was already a blonde, I would still bleach it and frost it and do all that. Well, let me tell you, I have had to change types of bleach 3 times in my lifetimes because of sensitivity or other things coming up. And I know my biggest change I had was when I got on these meds this last Christmas, and before that the change was because I was coming out of menopause. See what I mean? So it could be anything, but just go down through the process of eliminations if that helps. Gosh, girl, I know that's miserable. Good luck. Keep me posted, okay, sweetheart? Dear Sharon, my name is Joy. I was wondering if you would ever consider getting tattoo eyeliner. I have brown eyes, but my skin and lashes are light. I put a lot of effort into tight lining my eyes, and I like the look, especially since now that I'm in my 60s, my lashes are thin. I think about the time when I am older and may not be so good at tight lining anymore. I don't want my face to be a white canvas with 2 brown spots. Haha. I've read now that they can do tattoo dots in between the eyelashes, giving a tight line tattoo look. I'm nervous about it, so I would like your opinion. By the way, love you to pieces. Okay, Joy, I had my eyes done, tattooed 100 years ago, and you know how long it lasted? 1 month. Yes, ma'am, 1 month. I'll tell you why. Because when you go to take your eye makeup off, and no matter what you use, you are fading out that, tattoo eyeliner. So later down the line, it may turn a real light gray. Mine did. I had jet black. And it was just a small line up there, but eventually it turned just like gray and then nothing else. I mean, it didn't last at any time. I think it's a great idea. It doesn't hurt from what I hear. I know the one that I had done the line 100 years ago didn't hurt at all. But I will tell you this, I would go to several different people and talk to them, but I think it's great. I mean, even if it just lasts a while, it'll be worth it, of course, depending on what they're charging you, okay? Because it doesn't last forever now, I'm telling you. The more you wash the face, the more you fade it off. It's like any other tattoo. And as a matter of fact, with just putting a dot here and there, it's not going to be what you call really dark, like a real tattoo would, you know what I mean? It's a lighter application, if you will. So I would ask them about that, tell them, you want to make sure it lasts as long as freaking possible. But I think it's a great idea. Anything that can cut down and save time and give us the look we want, because I agree, our eyesight is only going to fade more. My eyesight has just gone totally down the toilet this last year. And I'm getting ready to have a surgery on this side. So see what I mean? We can't win for losing because we're getting older. So a girl's got to do what a girl's got to do, girls. You know what I mean? Okay, next question is from Carol. A little late asking this question, but how does this Renee Rouleau Overnight Eye Serum Exfoliator fit into your PM skincare routine? I bought it, but not sure where it goes in the steps. Okay, you want to pat, and I've got all the directions here. You just pat a little drop to the under eye and all around here. Let it dry a minute or two. Then apply your eye cream at night, and bingo bango, that is it. You can put your eye cream right on top of it. It's gentle. I mean, it's not super heavy like a glycolic acid would be that would fry your butt. This is a very unique product, and it's off the chain. I love this product. Love it, love it, love it. It changed my life. I'm going to have that listed down below just for the rest of you all that might want to try that. Her serum, exfoliating serum for under the eyes, is absolutely the bomb. Thanks for your question, sweet cheeks. Okay, next question is from Bling Bo Dowdy. Okay, Bling. All right. What can we use on our eyelids to help moisturize them? Everyone I have, Bobby Brown, Charlotte Tilbury, and a few others, say not to put it on the lids. I went to look at DEJ. It says not to put it on the lids or around the orbital bone. Wrong, wrong, wrong. You did not read that. Because DEJ is specifically to put on your lids, as well as under it, as around the whole orbital bone. Revision DEJ Eye Cream is probably one of the greatest products they've ever made, next to the TNS Essential Repair Eye Cream that you use at night. I love the DEJ. It's fantastic. I've been using it for as long as Revision has been out. I've used the DEJ as my daytime eye cream. And yes, you can just pat it all over your lids, all over your orbital bone, under your eye, around, down your crow's feet, all everywhere. DEJ is fantastic, but it's primarily a day eye cream, okay? So I don't know where you heard that. All you got to do is look it up and read about it, and Google it. I mean, I'm not cutting you down. I'm just saying, if in doubt, you could have done that, and it'll tell you, of course, it's absolutely for your eyelids. That's the beautiful part. It gets rid of the crepiness, of your eyelids. That's what's heaven. It just shrinks these lines, and wrinkles. It's like right now, I need my Botox. I am all completely out of my Botox around my eyes here, and you can see in my, little crow's feet. Well, I use my DEJ all around here in hopes that I can kind of keep something smoothed out till I get up for my Botox. See what I mean, girlfriend? DEJ. Fantastic. Okay. All right, the next question is from Paulette. Sharon, I have chronic dry eyes. It's terrible. 3 doctors have told me all I can do is treat the symptoms. Sustained balance eye drops helps to keep oil moving. Also, eye love is great, and a great eye wash to help hydrate the eyes. I buy it from Amazon. Yes, and sweetheart, let me tell you something. As we age, you know, our whole eyesight completely changes. Then we start getting dry eye. Some of us get wet eye. I get dry eye. The dry eye started, and not only did I have to use Sustain, but I had to start taking the Areds 2, number 2, vitamins. You can get them at Walgreens and everywhere, and if you gals are starting to have any eye issues whatsoever, or if you're past the age, you know, a menopause, start taking those vitamins now. If they really do help. The doctors put you on that. And it's not a prescription. You can get it over the counter, and I take 2 faithfully every single day. Okay? And that's probably what saved me from becoming worse. But we're all going to get these eye issues. Dry eye really starts turning into some macular degeneration. And that means that you start seeing double of everything. And then finally you're not seeing too good, you know, at all out of that eye. Your eye is going to start wandering like you're getting a lazy eye. That's the surgery they're getting ready to do on me now, is because my eye will sometimes start jotting around like this when I'm talking to people. It's like, what is she doing? She's possessed or something. And so they've got to go in and tighten the muscle, because the muscle gets loose when you have macular degeneration, as well as all these other issues. So yeah, it's a constant thing, girlfriends. And of course, we can't read or see. We got to all have readers. I have changed the lenses in my glasses 4 times. 4 times in this last month, to the pop of $379 with each set of lenses. Hello. Because no matter what the specialist came up with as far as my prescription, I still couldn't see, and then I still couldn't read, then I still couldn't see the computer. So I've just been a big mess. But that's what happens as we get older. You know what I'm saying? Take care of your eyes. Just do it. Trust me, it's worth it. You only have 2 eyes. Okay, my girlfriend, here's a question from Gail. I've been a subscriber for quite a while, and I love watching your videos. Thank you. I live in Dubai. I'm 65 years old. Could you please tell me if Obagi skincare products are worth buying for my very dry skin? They have a spa here that only sells those products. Thank you for all your help. Oh my gosh, girl. That's the first medical grade I ever started out with, was Obagi. I was on Obagi for years. Love it, love it, love it, love it. It is one of the very best, and it's a real trailblazer. I think they've been around so long. I mean, back when I was in my late 30s, Obagi was kicking butt. And it was the only real medical grade you heard about. And then, you know, in my 40s, everything else, you know, started coming out and screaming their heads off, like Skinceuticals and Skin Medica, and we can keep going down the line. But Obagi is absolutely fantastic. They also have a parent company with them, and it's called ZO, and which is, you know, very much identical to Obagi. It's just another medical grade that is kicking butt and taking names right now. So yes, by all means, definitely go Obagi, okay? Definitely. Here's a question from Miss Mona. Oh, Miss Mona. Hi, Sharon. Question. Why do you say we can't put the Skin Medica TNS Eye Cream on our eyelids? Does it say that in the instruction? I should read those damn instructions one of these days. Okay. The Skin Medica Eye Cream has growth factors in it. Okay, that's the TNS Eye Repair. Now, you don't want to put growth factors right on the lids because it could get into your eyes and what have you. Okay, it's better to keep that away from your eyes. You can put it under your eyes and around the orbital bone up here and here and here. Piece of cake. But you don't want to directly put it on the eyelids. You're taking a chance on getting it into your eyeballs. Okay? And that is the reason I say not. The next question is from Mina Bird. Said your lips are full and your upper lip is quite smooth. 60 is knocking, and I have, it seems, overnight developed smokers, users' lips, which I haven't ever done. Anything to share would be appreciated. Oh, girl. I know. Listen, when I was in my 40s, I had my lips injected with permanent silicone. And it's funny because it was a brand new doctor, and of course he had a first time using them. So I took a real chance. Because with permanent silicone, you can't reduce it, dissolve it like you can with Juvederm or anything else. What goes in is going to go in, it is going to stick. And this was a doctor from South America. Actually, I think he was from Brazil or something. He was seeing some people on the side. My esthetician started screaming that I had to see this guy because she knows I wanted my lips, done. So I kept watching everybody coming in and out, going, and their lips are like out to here, and then they had ice bags on their lips. I said, oh, I definitely want him. Anybody that swells like that, I gotta have him. Girls, I know, you think, well, Sharon, that's crazy. I would have run. No, it didn't hurt a bit. Anyway, I went in there, and he didn't speak English, but, I just had big, gorgeous lips. Now, he only poked me one here, and it was kind of under here, and then he poked one here and one here, and said that was it. So, I don't think that's enough. He goes, Gave me a mirror and I looked like Daffy Duck. So yeah, I said, oh, okay. And then I put a Copac on it for 20 minutes and bingo, I was done. And I have been ever since. Now it's time to do more. He's not around because actually I wouldn't want anybody but him to touch my lips because he was so great. But it doesn't mean there's not somebody else out there. But I'm with you because now since my face has dropped, and you can always tell when your skin sags because you're from here down to the top of your lip, you start getting more skin instead of the lip being back up here where it was, because the lip curls under when your face starts to sag. So we got to go in and puff it up, okay? But that is going to keep you from having these lines. I mean, we get lines from sucking on a straw. Back when we smoked, we had lines. If you whistle a lot, if you sing a lot, there's a lot of things. Your mouth moves constantly. So you're going to get those little lines, and they're horrible and they're hideous. And I don't care how many wax pencils you use, what's going on, you're on a prayer to keep your lipstick from bleeding through there. But my answer to you is two things. Okay, you can go and have your lips a little bit put in your pout. It'll fill it in and smooth those lines out where you won't see them as badly. You could get a tiny bit of Botox put in those lines, but if they're deeper lines, get filler put in those lines, and then your lines are gone. You are good to go. Okay, next question. This is from Margaret. How do you store your skincare? Do you keep it in a refrigerator? I only keep a couple of things, or 3, in my refrigerator. My doctor said if you put everything in there, you're going to lose the efficacy of the product itself. Some cannot take refrigeration for that long. But I keep my vitamin C in there, and I keep one of my moisturizers in there only because when I seal it, I like the coolness on next to my face. And there is my resveratrol that I keep in there. But everything else stays out. I used to have more than that stuck in my little fridge, okay? But when the doctor heard that, he says, oh, well, you're flushing all of that expensive, skincare down the toilet, take it out of that fridge. You don't have to keep everything in there because you don't want to lose all the potency. Once that's gone, the product is yuck. It's not working. And if you pay that much for serums and all these things, naturally you want to preserve them. But definitely the vitamin C should go in there. Definitely like a resveratrol should go in there. Maybe a moisturizer if you want to go in there. Okay? Thank you for your question. Next question. Sharon, this is Lucy. Is it important that we always use a moisturizer? No, it's not. I'm just telling you right now, Lucy. There's lots of times that I don't use a particular moisturizer, and if I'm using another kind of a serum, then I don't bother with the moisturizer. In the winter, I use more moisturizers than usual because I have real dry skin. But it's not every single night in the summer. It depends on what I'm doing with my other products and, basically where I'm going and how my skin is that day. Now, if I notice my skin at night is not too dry and it's okay, and I want to seal other products in, I will use something very lightweight like the Cerave PM. Sometimes I want to use my Restore by Skinceuticals cream for other benefits, and I'll use that as a sealer as well. It just depends, but no, a moisturizer is not the holy grail, but it's good to seal products in, and hey, and it's absolutely great to bring moisture to your skin. Other than that, it serves no purpose, trust me. This is from Lola. Thank you, Sharon. So glad you addressed the loving at our exciting time of our lives. Also, please, for your next Q&A, can you talk about retinol versus Retin-A? I just don't want to go through the peeling. Besides, I'm a golfer, gardener, walker, and really not sure how big a hat I will need to handle the retinol. Right now, I'm using retinol, but now, and I get a bit of irritation on my cheeks. I have combination skin, Lola. Let me tell you something, girlfriend. Hey, I think this is a great that you're an active individual. You're a golfer, gardener, walker, and all this crap. But you're going to have to wear a heck of a lot of sunscreen, girlfriend, all the time, as well as a hat. And the hat needs to be sun sensitized. In other words, it's got to have the SPF big brim hat. If you do a lot of walking and everything out in direct sun, I cannot begin to tell you, ladies, how important this is. I'm an active person, but I cut out a lot of activities in bright sunlight. It's like, well, let's take for instance, I have this crazy brother that rides 68 miles a week on his bike. Oh, this is his weekend. Yay, stay in shape, love it. And I have him on high doses of sunscreen and every other thing because I had put him on Retin-A just this year. Now, let me tell you something. You get out there and you are going to fry and you're going to look old, and I don't care what skincare, medical skincare you use, nothing is going to cut down unless you cover yourself in tons and tons and tons and tons of sunscreen, and that's all the time, okay? The next thing is you want to talk about retinol versus Retin-A. Of course, everybody needs to start off young using their Retin-A. 40s, you need to start retinol is what you need to start. So you start with either your Renova, your Point, 2.5, which I've been through this with you guys before, or, you go to a Refisa type 0.05 or, a Tretinoin 0.05, whatever the case may be. With retinol, it's much milder. It's not as effective as Retin-A, but it doesn't flake or peel like Retin-A, of course. But if you're using the right Retin-A at the right times, then you're not going to be shedding and peeling as long as you're exfoliating too. I think you need to, Lola, get with me and let me talk to you about your skincare regime, because I think we need to change it where you can still be active, but you're protecting your skin, and you can still use a Renee. If you're over the age of 45 or 50, then you're going to need Renee, because Retinol doesn't do jack after that. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Because we're older. Our skin changes. But contact me and let's see if we can work on that for you, okay? I see what you're doing, but there's a lot I have to say on that. Okay, this is from Melissa. Dear Sharon, I have a problem with makeup transferring onto my clothing and my phone sunscreen too. I use primer, concealer, setting powder, and setting spray. I use the Urban Decay All-Nighter Setting Spray. Any suggestions on how to keep my makeup from transferring? Okay, it depends on if you've got oily or dry skin. Sounds like you may have some oil or oily T-zone. You can contact me about that. But the next thing is, with all of these you're putting on, if your skin gets oily through the day like that, then you need to seal in between each application. For instance, whenever you start, with your primer, you put your primer on, you're always going to wait 10 to 15 minutes before you put makeup on after a primer. I hope you're waiting that long, because it takes that long. Usually it's 20 minutes, they tell you, okay, to let that sunscreen and primer work. The primer first, okay, then you put a sunscreen over it. Now, if you're waiting in between there, you won't have a problem with those two steps. You follow me? 20 minutes in between. Okay. Now, the concealer, I see no problem with putting on concealer and then you set it, with powder. And it could be you're not using the right setting powder. I would recommend Hourglass Veil is excellent. I would also recommend the Hourglass Ambient powder, that you put under your eyes. I love those too. I mean, that's fantastic. I have the Ambient the Ambient Ethereal under my eye today, setting, my makeup. I have the Veil on my face, okay, setting that. So it's very, very finely milled, and it'll hold everything else in. And then you say at the end you use the UD. Okay, I think we need to use it in between. In other words, after your primer, let it sit a little bit. Then after it sits good, use the spray. Wait a little bit. Then you can concentrate on concealer and what have you. A lot of people have to use their setting sprays in between steps, especially people with oily skin, and that may be your issue. I'd like to know, though, your skin type's kind of hard to give you too much advice unless I know what you're doing, how you're doing it. So you might want to email me, okay? And then we can talk some more. Okay, last question, my ladies. Dear Sharon, my name is Joanne. What color is your Estee Lauder foundation? Thank you. And are you a cool or warm tone? I am a cool tone. And in my Estee Lauder, it's what the 3C Pebble is what I use in my Estee Lauder. I absolutely love it. Today, though, I am wearing my Chanel Ultra Latente. And I forgot what color. But I'll be putting that down below, girlfriends. I'm wearing the Maneater red lipstick. And I'm using the Charlotte Tilbury 2 cream eyeshadows, the Star Gold on the lids, and then above it the Bette. And that is all. And then for blush, I'm using the Charlotte Tilbury Love Glow. And then my Benefit eye products. All right, my ladies, I love you. Oh, and for the bronzer, Charlotte Tilbury Femme Star. Y'all know that, okay? All right, my ladies, thank you so much for all your fabulous questions. I'm so glad I got to these. I still have stacks. But we're going to get to everybody and everything. So if you have a question for Sharon, you just scroll on down to that email address and send me any questions you have, because I love to help you out. All right. Thank you so much to all my new subbies for joining me. Mwah, 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 mwah. Hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe to each and every one of you. I want you to stay sassy, classy, confident, and give me a big thumbs up on this video.